What's good, y'all? It's Clyde, aka Archangel Zadell, and we got a good one today. Right here now, we got witchcraft, rituals, and spells. The song is Holy Fuck by Blac. Fuck, bitches, holy fuck, fuck, I know you know, fuck, I say what the fuck, burn shit down, y'all moves over the ground, hell on the Z, no he, niggas don't know that he a bitch, catch me outside, bitches, gangsta shit like B&B, know that they can never see. Now, let me just read y'all this real quick. Let me read y'all the definition. No, let me read y'all how many languages English is made up of. English is a hybrid language with roots in Germanic, French, and Latin, incorporating vocabulary from over 350 languages. Roughly 60% of its vocabulary stems from Latin and French, while 25 to 26% comes from Germanic roots, Old English, Old Norse. It is fundamentally a Germanic language with massive Romance language influence. Crazy they feeding us all that lust, and they feed you a story that to be happy ever after you have to get married to a wife or married to a husband if you're a girl, have a big family, always celebrate holidays, have family over every holiday and shit like that. It's a spell, I'm telling you. It's all witchcraft. It's witchcraft to get your attention around it. The ritual is the act of doing it, of celebrating the holiday, of celebrating your birthday. That's part of time and aging. If you're celebrating your birthday, you're gonna age. That's the key. The world is infinite. Face forward and put your back against the wall. This is deep peace. You need to learn how to move your non-physical body. If you can't remember your dreams enough to know how to move your non-physical body, you need to do it consciously. You're powerful. All it takes is focus and attention. Sometimes what it takes is no attention. You have to remove the awareness to rest. Think about it. Light is contraction. Dark is expansion. Light is beneficial. Dark is harmful. We're gonna excuse me. Let's look past words. Words are just signatures. They're signs for energy, for vibration, for frequency, for what you feel from something. For everything that encompasses something. What you feel, what you think from it, and what you do from it. On every level. Because there's levels to existence. Everything happens for a reason. Nothing under the sun is done without intention. That's how we start an infestation of our men and women, or creations, or thoughts and emotions. Those are all the same thing. In the Bible, they speak of men and women and beings. But these are really thoughts as men and emotions as women. And when you learn to understand it that way, it makes a lot more sense. And you see through the spell of their witchcraft, and you no longer participate in the rituals every Sunday or whenever you go to church, if you're Christian. We must get back to ourselves, our spiritual nature, spend time alone and reflect on nature, the beauty, the grace, the love, compassion, and destructive power. All of this is just a mirror of what we are. We're just another part of nature. Witchcraft, rituals, and spells are everywhere. They really create the world we live in. So it's best for us to become acclimated to this knowledge as early as possible for our spiritual evolution. Now, this is a little side note to help us understand how deeply we've been put under a spell with the English language. That's why I mentioned that it's made from over 350 languages. It's a melting pot of energy. It's dark at its core. It's harmful at its core. Why? Because it takes you without instead of within. Simple as that. God has 3 names for its energy signature. The energy of the full name is shit, fuck, goddamn. Now we are lied to and told not to curse as children, but to write in cursive, or I've cursed myself. Or we can't go past the 3rd grade. First name, shit, is positive energy, but we're told that our poop is shit and making us mock God in our psyche as we think about removing waste. We think about shit in negative connotation. We think of the color brown in a negative connotation, leads to racism. Because of this, and many children, it leads to racism because of this. And many children are greatly affected by this viewpoint, especially anyone with racism in their blood, because we know non-physical things get passed on, like thoughts and feelings, to children along with physical genetics. And I say shit is positive energy because whenever you hear something good, you want to say, oh shit. Or you say, I'm the shit. See? Middle and preferred name. Fuck. This is neutral energy. And we are taught to lust over this basic form of sex with the word. Sex is just the 100% conjoining of two energies to make a third energy. 1 + 1 = 3. Fuck is said to mean you're insulting somebody, also turning a neutral into a negative. And that is against universal law of order, and if done enough, will attract the universal police. Last name is goddamn. This is the negative side. Remember, everything moves in threes. Did it wrong at first. Last name is goddamn. This is negative energy, so it's a tricky spell to crack and find the positive in. But it's saying God is damned to the world, and it is. That's the truth. Now I'll explain. Any label, which is what God is, a label or energy signature, also anything that we tie a certain energy to is God. And that is the lowest form God can take once we focus on it, which is the damn part in goddamn. Because it's the lowest form that God can take as the negative energy representation or sign of negative energy. That's why they tried to tell us that saying goddamn was saying God's name in vain, but really it's just God's negative version of his name. Of its name. Excuse me. I don't know if I sounded like I said his. I meant to say its. Without awareness, we can more easily take control of our space and remove ourselves from existence so we can become no thing again. Which is what we're always meant to be. We're always meant to be no thing. In this moment, if we can always be no thing, which is no thing in our thoughts, no thing in our emotions and feelings, no thing in our actions, those three things, that's mastery. Now, this is witchcraft. Witches and wizards are basically the same thing, but witches are female, wizards are male. They're both born with 4, 5, and 6 dimensional intellect and attributes. Divine feminine is the root of that energy because they've already received a gift of something, of truth from the divine energy, they can pick up on vibration with ease, and they understand energy signatures completely in the laws of the universe, and they operate within karma. Sorcerers are low vibrational male or females who have some understanding of magic. Selfish thief energy will take the creation of witches and wizards for their own benefit instead of learning to create or creating on their own. They would rather use somebody else's energy. They like to kill witches and wizards to steal their information. Voodoo only comes from a sorcerer or mage who takes what a witch or wizard does and does it for themselves. Preaching is sorcery. Utilizing a teaching to solidify what you want to manifest or your life circumstance, when you're really supposed to just use your own method, because you come from a place. You're not supposed to take anything outside of your space within you and use it as your energy. You're supposed to take your own energy and amplify that outward from within once you go in and realize that's your energy. Is deep. Christianity is sorcery through voodoo. Whoever decided to lead y'all off the path is a low vibrational male or female, because it was made by a human. And I'll get to voodoo in a second once I go through mages and warlocks and warlords. But Christianity is made by a sorcerer who stole information, trying to use it for themselves, for their own gain, their own personal gain. That's why it always involves some money when you're talking about Christianity. Every Sunday you gotta come with some money in majority of churches. Majority of pastors are asking for a check. Mages, neutral male or female who has some understanding of magic. Meant to be very spiritual but gets lost in the matrix of the world. Able to gain infinite success in the material world, but falls short in the metaphysical. Has to read books, has to travel. They are trying to learn, could be a scientist. They're logical and rational. They know how to construct or build on religion. Likes to give you words and terms to explain energy signatures. Likes to learn magic. Can help a witch or wizard organize their energy. Possibly would kill or fuck with a witch or wizard to get information and share the information for material gain. Voodoo only comes from a sorcerer or mage who takes what a witch or wizard does and does it for themselves. Sorcerers and mages are the inventors of voodoo. Voodoo doesn't come from a witch or wizard. Voodoo is something that's done for personal gain, not for the universal gain or multiversal gain. Because it's multiple universes, all living within one another as microcosms, like me, to this universe, or macrocosms, like the universe to me, or the macrocosm of my entire body compared to one of my cells. One of my cells being the microcosm, my entire body being the macrocosm. Warlocks are sorcerers or mages who initiate war. They're essentially trying to become a warlord. And a warlord is a witch or wizard that initiates war. People who are usually taught in some way techniques on going to war. They probably read Robert Greene's books for real, and things similar to those. Voodoo comes from both of those, warlocks and warlords. They both probably read Robert Greene books early. They know. or they're taught to read them early and then know. Voodoo comes from a person being in such a state of instability and negativity, it leads to a manifestation of an actual circumstance or situation in the world. It comes from a sorcerer or mage. It comes from a sorcerer or mage. Magic utilized against another being's space to harm in some way instead of for benefit of it all. And it can also come from a warlock who's going to war. Warlord too. Because I do anything to win the war. Anybody will do anything to win a war. That's the only way to win a war. You gotta be able to do anything to win. You gotta have the ability to do anything. That's why we gotta win this spiritual war. We gotta win this war inside before it manifests outside and we end up in a physical war. Nobody would want that. Rituals and spells. Words are spells because we spell them out to make them. Spelling. Everybody can succumb to a spell because at their heart, they're just a spell. Created through a ritual of fuck, sex. And then born through witchcraft. Crazy. Rituals use signs, symbols, and sigils. Astrology rules the metaphysical world and backs rituals, spells, and witchcraft. Astrology is looking at signs in the sky, as above, so below, through symbols and sigils. Signs are short for signature or energy signature or vibration. Signs, symbols, and sigils are forms used to describe vibration. Roads, buildings, signs, and traffic signals, any construction is based on astrology. They align with the stars in some way. They are spells made through a witchcraft, and they're spells made through a ritual and witchcraft of studying the sky with astrology. The Bible really speaks based on astrology, using men and women as representation of thoughts and emotions, and their life situations from the book are overcame from within themselves, instead of using God from outside of myself. I know that I'm in control of my life. I don't need anybody named any name at all to do anything for me. The Bible, Christianity, and any other religion is a lesson on independence or being alone, or all one, and self-realization. They teach you truth hidden with lies. It gets deep. You have to understand that the spirit of truth fills you infinitely with unconditional love when centered in no thing. And that's the way you can see through religious witchcraft, ritual, and spells. They try to make you believe that you have no power over your life without Jesus or somebody other than yourself. You have all the power. You just give it all away because you've succumbed to a spell to drain your spirit until you have no soul. I'm gonna play one more song. Good job, clap it, man. My mega hair on a mega ton. Try to do my dance, I ain't hands, I'm switching vibes. Fire in the booth, spit the truth, got the speed of food. Just you gotta do it, it's a beauty when I'm ready to move. Side to side walk. Shit, fuck, goddamn. I don't move unless it's God's will. For my life, family I kill. Do it all and still get ugly. I survive, create to love me. I love myself. I can't get away, my angel with me. I won't die today, kill the pain I go withstand. Oh yeah, me and God won't switch plans. Oh yeah, I'm forever not a quick flash from the camera. So many questions, I have the answer. One for nothing, one thing, one for nothing, nothing, one for nothing, nothing, and gain it all, and gain it all. Only if, but only if it's God's will. Gotta surrender. Will. But only if God's will. But only if it's God's will. Find that light is God's will. Devil can't take my soul. Why? It's God's will. God's will. This for life, forever. That was God's with a Z, Will, by Blac HART, off of the Blackerfy 2. Yeah, Blackerfy 2. Now, to break a spell, you have to understand what type of spell or vibration you're dealing with inside of your energy or space. Now remember, all words are spells, but you could be dealing with a more complex spell than just a simple English word. Because there are way more energies than just English. Then you have to flip the energy 180 degrees, or a complete polarity shift, to focus on the light of that energy and bring out what's beneficial to you in whatever is harmful at its core. It may be slow depending on how familiar you are with doing alchemy and conversion of energy into another energy. But you can do it. I don't even have to say I believe in you. You should know that's the truth. Now, sometimes you may need help because you don't feel you have the power to break whatever spell you're trying to break. And if that's the case, you need to do a ritual utilizing your witchcraft to conduct a spell that will give you whatever you need to complete the task. If you need confidence, wear red, eat red fruit and veggies, cayenne pepper or red pepper flakes. A red light is good. Red is the color of confidence, so the more you can embrace the world of bright red water, the better. Or whatever color water. Bright water. Bright colored water. Bright indigo waters looking rainbow. And the pain go. And I say so. So it say go. Yeah, yo. Hey ho. Ha. Yeah, ho, dia, hoa. Ya, hoa, ha. If you're lazy, you lack willpower or the solar plexus. There's also other things lacking the solar plexus, but it's just one example. Yellow is your color for this. Sunbathing, beaches because of the sand. Wear yellow, eat yellow fruits and veggies. Yellow is the color of the sun for a reason. That's the solar plexus of the being we live in. Think of the sun to bring about the energy of willpower, self-discipline, and self-control. You should feel the heat being sucked into your being from the sun even if you haven't moved. Our minds are that powerful when used properly. We can use 100% of our brains just through sheer willpower, using the sun and the moon. But that's after using the sun. It moves up. Sun is in the 3rd position, moon is in the 4th position at the heart chakra. We can travel by putting our mental body and our spiritual body of no thing and moving to the space in the spirit realm. And this is done simply by aligning our senses with our focus. We have more than 5 senses. Our senses are infinite. All we have to do is focus 100% in the present moment, and we can see that and feel that and know that. For example, once I have and experience that. For example, once I have no expectation, no thoughts, no feelings, and no actions on my consciousness, I can astral project from an awake state to the sun, for example, or anywhere else. I can feel heat building in my solar plexus. I can see light at various levels into and outside the sun, within my own being from where I'm at. And I also hear the pulsing of the lights, emotions, or energy movements, and so on. Because there's other what's called senses that I can't really describe yet, because there's not really words to describe them. But you know you're feeling and sensing something that's there. And you know because of the 5 senses that it's what it is. I think I'll leave y'all with one more song, since it's witchcraft, rituals, and spells, of course. So we got, let's see. So for the witchcraft, we got Holy Fuck, the song Holy Fuck. For the rituals, we got God's will. And then for the spells, let's go encrypted code. Why not? I'll be right back. What's that song really saying? Every word or spelling or spell is really an encrypted code for energy signatures or energy vibrations, frequency. Outformation. It's information for outformation. We need to get past good and evil. Witchcraft rituals and spells are neither good nor evil. They're either beneficial or harmful. Good and evil is a spell in its own, to be one or the other, to be separate. We don't need that anymore. It's time to grow past that. Let go of that I that says I'm good and that's evil. Let go of that I that says I'm evil and that's good. Whatever those eyes are saying, they're wrong. They're trying to be you, but you're so much stronger than those eyes. You're so much stronger than what you think you are. I know you're so much stronger than that. I know you're divine. I know you're a superhuman in your heart. If you just wake up and have no expectation, ask life for spiritual evolution in your intentions in the spiritual realm. And then go within and meditate all the time. Because we can meditate all the time. All it takes is getting access to that energy of meditation itself by getting alone and allowing ourselves to have quiet time within our own space. I just want y'all living good, man. I want to see y'all shine. Archangels out there, signing off.